Well, I still like McDonald's, I must say, but I don't go there too often. But I like the Filet-O-Fish sandwich and the chocolate shake.
Welcome to the Twin Peaks podcast.
So glad you're gone. I'm so glad you're gone. Ball and chain gone. Ball and chain gone. So glad, so glad, so glad.
Welcome to the Twin Peaks podcast. I'm Matt.
I'm Melanie.
I'm Brad.
I'm Caitlin.
And we have nobody with us today. Our guests were eaten by mermaids. We may be going solo today. I also put a call out on Twitter and Facebook, so you may have people join in. I don't know.
There may be some Johnny-come-latelys.
Yes. But it could be just us. And I don't think we've done that since season 1 of Twin Peaks. So we'll see how we do. So yeah, Wild at Heart. That's what we're reviewing today. Thoughts? Let's get some thoughts right away.
I really like it more than Mulholland Drive.
Okay, yeah, I did too. I wasn't sure how you'd react to it. What about you, Caitlin?
This one was in a class of its own.
Is that good or bad?
I don't know. It's neither. I don't know. I liked it, but it had Nicolas Cage, and I'm not a huge fan of Nicolas Cage.
Oh, I hate Nicolas Cage, except when he's over the top, and he's over the top here. So
He's always over the top, Matt.
I know, but yeah.
Have you seen that? There's a YouTube video of all his freakouts in his movies. Oh, we talked about that in a previous one, didn't we?
Did we?
I don't know, maybe. But there's this YouTube video, and it shows all of Nicolas Cage's best freakout moments from his movies.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's pretty intense.
Interesting. You should post that on the Facebook group.
Yeah, we should have that on there.
Yeah.
What you said is true. Nicolas Cage is always over the top, but I think in some movies he's aware he's being over the top, and I think this is one of them. And I think Kick-Ass is the other one that I know of, because he's great in Kick-Ass too. Because he's like, I'm totally gonna be, just Adam West Batman straight up. In this one, he's just doing Elvis. But
Much else.
I don't know if I liked it, but I was very interested by his spaz karate, that he just did.
Like the dancing?
Well, it was dancing, but it was also spaz karate moves.
Didn't Elvis do that?
I don't know if Elvis did that.
Pretty sure he did.
He was in karate, or karate, but I don't want to sound like a douche, so I can't say it correctly. So
Sorry, I've just become transfixed. I pulled out the DVD, and it's got this ridiculous cast of characters map.
Oh, really?
Like an elaborate a diagram of who's in the movie and what their character is.
Is it like a thing where there's connected thing with lines?
Yes, there's arrows and things, and
Does it explain the connections and everything?
I think I got most of the connections.
Well, I don't think there's anything really complicated to understand.
Oh.
Which is why I'm so confused by it.
It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some of the characters. What did you think of Laura Dern in this one?
I was not expecting to ever find Laura Dern attractive.
Oh, really? Yeah, she was better than usual, I guess, here.
Yeah.
Usually she's kind of frumpy, I think.
Well,
I guess
Blue Velvet, she was a bit frumpy, maybe, I don't know.
Now maybe she's over-sexualized, but there should be a happy medium somewhere.
But no, she really was the best thing in the film.
Yeah. Although this movie kind of traumatized my inner child a little bit. Because the first time I watched it, I was like, hey, it's Ellie Sattler from Jurassic Park. The paleobotanist. Oh my god, what's she doing? Then the last bit of childhood part of me died.
No, the last bit of childhood thing was when Brad posted that Krang picture of Honey Boo Boo.
No,
That's
yeah.
when you
Just a second ago. Yeah. That was the last of my childhood gone.
Yeah.
And you're welcome. Welcome to adulthood.
It's scary. Who else was in this movie? Diane Ladd, the mother. What do we think of the mother?
How creepy is it to have your mother play your mother?
Oh yeah, that's her actual mother, isn't it?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
What'd you guys think of the character, though?
The character of the mother, severely overbearing.
A good clinical diagnosis.
Yeah.
A little bit psychotic, just to mix things up a little bit.
Clingy.
Every time she came on screen, I just you just get that creepy
Does she
curly.
gross you out?
Yeah, she creeps the hell out of me.
Mm.
She's like got that little girl act.
Well,
and
she looks
the overlong nails and the
Yeah, she looks-
and she's kind of like a cougar, which
she
is
looks-
okay, I guess. I mean, but not really.
She looks like Honey Boo Boo in 50 years.
Oh.
I don't know. It's just something creepy. I don't know.
I was glad to see Harry Dean Stanton, but I thought he was kind of wasted because he was just playing like a sincere guy, and I so wanted him to play his usual, grumpy curmudgeon.
Well, in this, according to this chart, he is the good-hearted, thick-headed private investigator.
Yeah, I thought he was a little bit wasted. Who else is on that chart?
I love this. I'm sorry. I'm just being pulled into this chart and its ridiculous arrows. Well, of course, I was actually going to try to follow it coherently. Sorry, you're going to try to follow this out.
Okay.
But it's so ridiculous. Well, of course, I think we have to mention Bobby Peru.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Willem Dafoe with the creepiest teeth ever.
Yeah. Now let's talk about Bobby Peru for a bit. What did you guys think of Bobby Peru? Compared to Bob and Frank.
I think he's up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm telling you, David Lynch and his villains. They're so creepy.
Yeah. Very effective villains.
Yeah.
This is based on a book, right? I wonder how close that character is to the book version.
Yeah, that's something I don't know.
We got some people with crazy eyebrows in here. We got Sarah Palmer playing some weird voodoo lady, screeching voodoo lady. We've got.
I think you mean Juana,
Is that her name?
physically and morally crippled hit woman.
Who was her? I've seen that guy, her buddy there.
Which one?
Well, not
The buddy she was making out with?
not Jerry, the guy she was making out with. I don't even know what point Jerry served.
Jerry. Well, he was gangster / Juana's henchman,
Oh, okay.
and his name was Drop Shadow.
Drop Shadow.
Who was her other buddy though?
Let's see. Connected to her, we have Reggie,
It's
the
probably
gangster / Juana's henchman,
he looked familiar though.
and Mr. Reindeer, the mobster overlord.
I don't see it. I'm sorry.
Okay,
I think you're just being racist.
Melanie thinks I'm being racist, but I thought her buddy looked like Harry Belafonte when he was young. Would you agree?
I would say they are both tall black men.
That's why I said that's a racist.
Look at this picture. Maybe it's just the haircut. I don't know.
Yeah, you're just racist.
I don't know.
Maybe a little, okay. Maybe.
No,
No.
but I have seen that guy before. He looked way too. I'm gonna look him up. Anyways, who else is on there?
I just want to scan this.
Yeah, you should. Do you have
We have Crispin Glover playing the cousin.
That was the best.
I think what you mean is Dell, the Christmas fixated cockroach fetishist.
Oh, forgive me.
Oh man.
Predator 2. That's where I saw him. I think.
Seriously.
Yes. Oh, he played a voodoo guy there too.
Oh wow.
Typecast.
Poor guy.
He was also in that one James Bond movie.
Oh, Claire's here. Let's get Claire in. Claire, the pinch hitter. What'd she say? I've not rewatched, but can chime in.
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, I'm just getting my microphone. What's up is I'm very tired and stressed, but I will be chilled out after podcasting, so it's fine.
Oh, that's good. What do you mean you haven't rewatched? You've had 3 weeks.
Because I've been busy trying to do all my art, various stuff, and do all that and pack for my holiday. So yeah, I'm a very busy person, very busy and important.
All right.
Give me 2 secs. Huh?
Given.
Mel says whatever. Right, give me 2 secs, and I'll plug in my headphones. Hang on.
I'm gonna send a blurry version of this chart.
All right.
Because I just honestly have been absolutely captivated by it and its arrows.
There's one. Somebody made one for Twin Peaks as well. It's way more complicated though.
Oh, surely. There's no need for this to be complicated at all.
All right.
I've been busy, Matt, making a gigantic replica of the Welcome to Twin Peaks sign.
I know.
It's very important.
Still working on that?
No, I finished it.
Oh, wow.
I think Oh no, I didn't send you. I thought I sent you a pic, but I didn't. But yeah, it's finished now.
Good.
It's in my room, taking up all my space.
Probably driving you bonkers.
I don't know where I'm going to put it once I finish. I might fix it to the front of my house.
Yeah, you totally should.
What happened to your guests?
I don't know. One of them I think is having trouble scamming free Wi-Fi, and the other one just hasn't showed up.
Oh, I haven't rewatched it, but I've seen it like a few times, so I don't mind,
All right.
saying the odd gem of wisdom.
Sounds good.
All right.
Brad, stop sending us naked pictures of yourself. Told you, we do that on Friday night.
They're super sexy.
Brad's body looks a lot like a who's who of Wild at Heart.
Oh, by the way, Matt, I don't know if I want to record with you because I don't like you very much at the moment because you send me evil clown stuff that gives me nightmares. And I had to watch it because I couldn't access it on my phone or on my laptop for some reason because it was saying my JavaScript wasn't okay. So I was around my mum and dad's earlier and I accessed it and I actually let out a blood-curdling scream out loud at the second one. And my dad ran in the room, obviously thinking that his daughter's being killed or something.
Almost. You might as well be.
It was horrible. I didn't like it.
What Claire is talking about is I created a You're the Man Now dog thing. You know, those things from like the beginning of the internet. I made one specifically for Claire to terrify her of a clown dancing.
Yeah, thanks, Matt. Thanks.
We were talking about characters.
And I love how the thing that the chart that Brad sent to us says a cast of real characters. What makes it so real?
They're real characters.
Have you guys started recording then?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. I thought you hadn't.
Oh, that's alright. We're in the thick of it. We're in the trenches. What did you think of this movie, Claire?
I love this movie.
Do ya?
Yeah, I do. Do you want me to say why, or shall I wait till the end? Okay.
I'll do it.
I like it because it's a crazy bonkers version of Wizard of Oz, and I'm a big Wizard of Oz fan. It's one of the few films that I genuinely like Nicolas Cage in, not just to laugh at how ridiculous he is. It's a bit like Mulholland Drive, but I think this is the same thing with a lot of David Lynch films. I like lots of bits in it, I guess, more than a whole film. Yeah. And I remember bits more like Sharon and Fenn's cameo. I always remember Grace Zabriskie. I can never remember her name in it. She's not Perdita, is she? With her awesome outfit, and I was like, oh, I want to do that as a costume one day with like their crazy leg brace. You know, lots of little bits like that. The makeup that the mother does on her when she has the lipstick on her wrists and then covers her face really scared the hell out of me when I first saw it. And when she turned around, it was like, ah! But yeah, I really like it. I think one of the weak spots in it is Laura Dern. Because I like her when she's being
as opposed to Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage is awesome in this. I like her when she's being all sassy, but I don't really like her that much. But then I've never been a big fan of her as an actress. So. What do you mean when? When he's wearing his snakeskin jacket and he's doing his little pose, and then she dances on the bed and he's singing Elvis, and then at the end he has a ridiculous prosthetic nose because he makes it look like the Scarecrow from Wizard of Oz.
You're talking about things he's wearing, not his acting.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, and also Jingle Dell obviously is amazing.
Would you guys say that's the best cameo in the history of cameos?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I always say because I was on the Mulholland Drive one when I mentioned about the character of Rita, and David Lynch directed her to be like a broken china doll, and I said he did that with another actress in another film. That was Sherilyn Fenn in this one.
Yeah. Which I still don't. Porcelain dolls don't act. I don't understand that direction.
Be creative, Matt.
Be great.
Did you guys like the film?
I did. I liked it more than Mulholland Drive, which I think, I said the same thing during our Mulholland Drive recording. Definitely not my favorite, but it's, pieces are good. The whole is just okay.
I just enjoy how ridiculous the whole movie is.
Yeah, it was a fun movie to watch.
Yeah. It's just the things that they come up with. It's like, what? What?
Like what?
Like just, Crispin Glover and the mom, how ridiculous she is. She's almost cartoony in the way that she deals with situations. It's ridiculous.
Yep.
And just the bad acting all around. Everybody's a bad actor in this. Bobby Peru.
Bobby Peru's great. He's
great, yeah.
The look on his face when he's smiling with like the stocking over his face.
Oh,
yeah.
The stocking makes it so much worse.
I know.
I love the bit where he blows his head off because it's just so weird.
I know, it's like, what?
It's like his head implodes.
Apparently that had to be heavily censored. And there was also censored, they removed a bunch of sex scene stuff.
Yeah, with the guy who looks like a human bloodhound. What's his name? Harry Dean Stanton. During his torture scene and stuff, they removed a scene. It's quite infamous. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I think it involved a gunshot to the head and then someone having sex with that gunshot hole or something.
Oh.
I don't know all the details, but I think it was included on one of the box sets they did, but I don't know that much about it. Someone else will know, and they'll probably post on the Facebook group.
Interesting. Never heard that.
Can we talk about the very beginning when Nick Cage kills the guy?
Yeah.
If the word overkill ever had a proper use.
Yeah.
Hey, Nicolas Cage doesn't do things by half, Brad, alright?
He's very passionate.
No, he does things by 300%.
So, but the guy attacked him, but you think after that, maybe that first smash his head onto the rail, if he had left him alone after that, he probably wouldn't have gone to jail, I imagine.
Well, yeah, because if someone comes at you with a knife, as long as you deflect it, they had a big crowd there. That guy could have just been arrested and taken to jail. Nicolas Cage would have been fine.
I think he was just... he was overcome with pissed off emotion. Because he knew that guy had been sent by the mother. Did the mother actually want to have sex with him, or did she just want to get him in there and then berate him about something?
Both.
Both?
Yeah, why not?
I thought she just wanted to berate him.
I think the mother is that messed up that she wants someone to care about her, but she keeps ending up killing people instead.
Oops. Oh, I didn't mean it.
Yeah.
Who is this who's this quick to go to a hitman?
Well, she seems to have had ties with these group of criminals, I guess, so they were at hand. She's probably just I can get them to do whatever.
But it's so just off the cuff, hiring a hitman.
Yeah.
It's just like your Staples easy button.
Yeah.
Oh man, I was asking somebody else. Somebody else just came online, and I was like, "Hey, you ever seen Wild at Heart?" It's Gareth Watkins from Dissecting Dexter. He's like, "Yes, a very long time ago. It was the first time I ever considered Laura Dern sexy."
First and probably only.
Exactly.
I think she was quite sexy in Jurassic Park, even with the mom jeans.
But she's kind of super sexy in my opinion. But she's
that's
kind of
why she was acting against Sam Neill and Jeff Goldblum and
She has unusual features, but I kind of think of her as a very handsome sort of woman.
Yeah, she's kind of like in certain lights, she's pretty. It's that type of girl.
Except when she does that cry face.
That cry face, it's not attractive, but the rest it's alright.
And the way she does her lipstick, it makes her when she does that cry face with the lipstick on, she looks like a cartoon.
I really want to draw that cry face now. It's like a friggin' figure 8 shape.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Just throw the phone down. My Mel's mom. Every time.
It is Mel's mom.
My mom. Go away, mom.
That happened like every time we recorded Carney Cast.
She knows.
It's like she knows.
She's a listener. She's on the Facebook group under a fake name.
I'm sure she is. If she knew I watched these things, she'd probably disown me.
What did you guys think of the crazy sex scenes and the way they were filmed? And the music?
There's too many, I thought.
I thought it was funny, the strategically placed blankets all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's alright.
Was there just enough or too much sex scenes for you guys?
I think there was too much.
Yeah.
Bit too much. They're kind of used like as interludes. Oh,
yeah.
Moving to the next part of the movie.
Instead of like in Star Wars where they do a wipe cut, this movie it's just transition to the next scene with the sex scene.
Well, they did have to make her pregnancy believable, man.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, it's like most of their conversations happening during or after sex scenes, so
True, yeah.
there wouldn't be a movie otherwise.
Yeah.
Did they have sex in that room where the puke was that they never cleaned up for like 3 days?
No, I think by that point they were done.
Okay.
Because she was feeling too sick.
Why wouldn't you clean it up?
It was in carpet.
On the carpet especially.
I know.
Everybody who goes in there, it smells like puke. I know it's just gonna leave it.
Did you guys like Nicolas Cage's singing?
Was that him actually singing?
Treat me like a fool. Yeah.
It was alright.
You know what? In this movie, I noticed there's a lot of dubbing for like a lot of different characters, not just for the singing. It's weird.
Yeah, a lot of movies do ADR.
Like a lot of bad dubbing though.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
Bad dubbing's really noticeable, like, because most, like, films and TV do it, and half the time you don't even notice, so you can always tell when it's bad because it's so noticeable.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, like, Isabella Rossellini, her dubbing was terrible. And, I forget who else there, but Nicolas Cage when he sings. And that when she sings.
When you mention Isabella Rossellini, I think you mean Perdita Durango, bleach blonde badass assassin.
She never assassinated anyone.
Well, she assassinated Laura Dern's father. I think she was there when.
Well, that was Santos.
Yeah, but she was there.
Well, maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
I really wanted to. One year, I said to my sister a few years ago for Halloween, I really wanted to dress up as Perdita and the other one as Grace Zabriskie and go out and that. But I wanted to be Grace Zabriskie.
That's
and be like have a leg brace and a stick and just be all crazy. But yeah, my sister wasn't into it.
Can you scream like a banshee?
Oh yes, but only under the right circumstances.
Yeah.
You have to be under a voodoo spell.
Yep.
What did you guys think of that weird duck guy?
Oh yeah.
What did he say again?
I don't know.
It's so weird.
I watched some of the special features in the DVD, and they had one about that.
What was the point of that?
Well, they had the scene where him doing that, and everyone thought it was hilarious. And David Lynch had to like cover himself in a burqa basically to keep from laughing while they were shooting it. He like wrapped like a handkerchief over his face and like wore dark glasses because he was afraid if Nicolas Cage and Laura Dern saw him laughing, then they would start laughing and they would never get the scene done. Which is bizarre in of itself. But because they were watching the film and they were fast forwarding it, and David Lynch was like, wait, play that again, fast forwarded. And he's like, I love the way this sounds. So we had to call him and get him to agree to let them speed up or heighten the pitch on his voice. Just because.
I love it.
It could have. It made no sense. It could have made sense if if they were on drugs or something, but we never saw them taking drugs.
Well, I was thinking maybe it was like David Lynch was trying to do the thing he wanted to do with Frank, where the guy was high on helium or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's just fun.
He seems to like helium voices for some reason. I don't know why.
Because they're hilarious?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. It's just random, though.
Wish he was on the chart.
Yeah, who's he connected to?
You know who we haven't mentioned on the chart yet?
Who's that?
That would be Uncle Pooch, the sleazy, balding pedophile.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gross.
That was disturbing.
I wonder why she lied to Sailor about it, I guess.
You mean about the abortion?
About it happening in the first place.
Oh.
And then as she told him, she's still lying about certain details.
Yeah. Or the part she lied about was that her mother hadn't found out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but her mother did find it. I don't know why she felt the need to lie about that. I don't know. Maybe because the guy turned up dead.
Yeah. I think she kind of figured out that her mother was sort of responsible for the guy's death.
Mm-hmm. Did she figure out that her mother was responsible for her father's death by the end?
I see. I'm not sure about that because at one point she says she remembers the laugh,
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't seem that she's connecting that to her mother being there for her father dying.
Yeah.
So I don't know if she's was actually fully conscious of her mother being involved with that until later.
Yeah, I don't think so. What'd you think of Harry Dean Stanton in this, Claire? You weren't here when we talked about him.
I think he's really cool. just wanted to give him a hug, but I want to keep hugging a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's just like, oh, like when he turned up in the Avengers, spoilers, I was just like, oh, I love him, he's great. Because he looks like a bloodhound. He's like a human bloodhound. Like he's kind of slightly melty, and it's like, oh, he's just awesome.
I wanted to rescue him from the clutches of the voodoo people.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, he doesn't deserve that. Poor guy.
That was bizarre.
I know.
It was bizarre because it never went anywhere, like, after that. We never saw those people again.
That was their only purpose, I guess.
David Lynch
you guys-
likes... Or I was just going to say, it seems like he enjoys making these bit characters that are very interesting and then not using them again.
Well, there's no really resolve for the end of these things, which I think is somewhat intentional. But Santos doesn't get a really good payout at all.
Yeah, no.
He's just there, yeah.
I really thought at the end of the movie it was going to come back and either Laura Dern and the kid were going to end up getting killed while Nicolas Cage was off messing around with street toughs. Or something or all three of them would get killed at the end.
What was up with those street toughs? they didn't,
no idea.
They didn't rob him or anything.
I think they just... I wrote something about that.
You're like they're the family police or something.
Yeah, they're like the family police, making sure that they stay together. Like, no. That's not right. You're supposed to go back with her.
Yeah. All of our dads ran out on us, and now we're a wandering street gang, enforcing families sticking together.
We're enforcing family values at all costs.
Oh man, and I liked their fashion sense. The guy with the hat with a hole on top, just ridiculous fashions.
There's like a top hat with the hair sticking out.
Yeah, this whole movie was full of ridiculous fashions, though. Like hot pants. Anybody? Come on.
Take a bite. Yeah.
Yeah, gross.
Were you guys glad to see Jack Nance in the film?
Yes, I was glad.
It looks like crap, though.
Yeah, he did.
I think he was meant to.
That was in the hillbilly like trailer park porno party.
Yeah. I'd like to know how close the film is to the book. I don't think it's very close at all.
Because
yeah, but I would like to read it at some point just to see sort of how.
I hear the ending is not the same at all.
Where he sings, "Love Me Tender."
Yeah.
Well, in the end, they break up for good in the book.
And he doesn't have a prosthetic nose.
That prosthetic nose is pretty hilarious.
I didn't really get all the Wizard of Oz references. I didn't get why.
It's just because David Lynch likes Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, he loves Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, they just threw him in there.
I liked when didn't she throw the water over the photo of the mum, Marietta, and then it melted?
Yeah.
It disappeared. That was cool.
It was weird because it was kind of Laura Dern's Wizard of Oz fantasy through the whole thing, and then at the end, the good witch comes to save her. I guess just by being around her, mentioning that all the time, that he hallucinated that.
And also, whenever they have their many sex scenes, there's like a rainbow filter.
Oh yeah,
It's like they're going over the rainbow,
that's true.
which is cool. And doesn't the mum's shoes shrivel up at one point, like the witch when she
She's
gets the
got
house
like
on her?
pointy shoes, I think, at one point.
Yeah, when she's puking in the toilet.
Ugh.
Oh yeah.
She turns around to barf in her hair. Ugh.
Ah.
This movie is not for emetophobes.
I just mentioned the orange pants though.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I almost wanted to have a hot or not sexual podcast. Is it hot or not?
Orange pants, hot or
Orange
not?
pants, hot or not, guys? You decide.
Hot.
Hot!
Really?
Lipstick
all over.
lipstick covered face.
Hot or not?
Hot.
Cockroaches in pants.
Super hot. I mean,
Questionable.
I want Nicolas Cage's snakeskin jacket. I love that snakeskin jacket. I want one. I don't think I can pull off the look though.
No, it'd be like a very specific person that could wear a snakeskin jacket. I think.
It would be Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage and
Because it was his jacket. It was his. Like, he brought it to the film.
yeah, and apparently he gave it to Laura Dern after the.
Oh.
Apparently, before the movie, before they started shooting, him and Laura Dern went on like a weekend-long excursion somewhere,
To Vegas, yeah.
Vegas,
Yeah.
just to get to know each other.
In character.
I don't know if they were in character, but they wanted to go on a road trip together to.
oh, they were in character.
Yeah.
You never know.
Oh, yeah.
How did Nicolas Cage ever become a leading man?
I know, he's so weird.
Connections, wasn't it?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
He's a Coppola.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's it.
I don't know though. There's something about him. He's kind of appealing in an odd kind of way. No. He's still a weirdo though.
He's appealing for comedy value.
Yeah. I don't know what it is.
What else did you learn on the special features, Brad? Anything?
Not particularly.
Okay, I'm
I
gonna
can think of at the moment.
read some trivia then.
Read the first one.
During filming, Laura Dern passed out when David Lynch asked her to smoke 4 cigarettes at once in one deep inhalation. When she came to, she saw a worried Lynch standing over her, asking, "Tidbit, are you all right?"
Oh.
Tidbit.
Oh.
Why would he ask her to do that though?
Do it.
It was probably after she found out she was pregnant.
Yeah.
Well, because Nicolas Cage smokes up 2 cigarettes at the same time.
Yeah.
This one's pretty funny.
Willem Dafoe is actually urinating in the toilet when he goes to visit Laura Dern and asks to piss in your head. Apparently, Dafoe had drunk a lot of bottled water and really needed to go. Only later did he find out that the toilet was not working and some poor crew member had to clean it.
Nice.
Worst job.
Scoop
I'm
off.
gonna need you to go scrub Willem Dafoe's piss out of this fake toilet.
Maybe they bottled it and they sold it on eBay.
Yeah, that's
you could
To whom?
A William Dafoe fan? I don't know. There must be some.
There's gotta be a market for this out there somewhere.
Gotta be a market for somewhere.
Don't they sell wasn't someone selling Elvis's warts that he had surgically removed on eBay?
Gross!
There's a market for everything.
What?
Yeah.
Seriously?
I
Yeah.
don't want to know about these markets.
But I spent a lot of money buying it, Caitlin.
Can't get that out of my head.
Well, if there's any big fans of the podcast out there,
You've got some diseases to sell them? Virus in a bottle?
I'll send you a gallon of urine
Hey.
for the low price of $49.99. Ugh.
I really enjoyed when, Crispin Glover. I really enjoyed the mother because she was so, when she checks out his was that his mom? I don't know. Anyways, when she checks out his underwear, she's just like, oh, cockroaches.
I love
Just very nonchalant.
I love when he's like on his belly on the floor and he's got the meter stick or something. He's trying to push the glove away from him and he's got it sectioned off in this like square. The black gloved aliens are coming.
Oh. I think we do have to talk about like the incredibly disturbing Bobby Peru almost rape scene.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep.
That was just unsettling.
Yeah.
It was just slightly more disturbing than his weird little teeth.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of times he said "fuck me" must have been awkward to film. It's awkward to listen to. Like, was she into it? Is that why she's like broke? Well, she would break down anyways after something like that. But was she like kind of turned on actually, and she was like mad at herself?
That's what.
Or
it
did she
seemed
just,
like.
or did she just say "fuck me" because he forced her to?
Yeah, but she was totally seemed like she was into it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Why would you wait that long?
It seems like it seems like she's oversexed because she's like.
Well, there's so much like terror and confusion mixed in with sexuality for her to begin with.
Yeah. But even Sailor's stories of getting it on with other women turn her on too, so like...
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of terrible, horrible things going on in that scene.
Yes.
Oh.
Smells like puke in here.
Gets me hot. I just like, though, how he was, like, super creepy, and then he turns around and he's like, alright, I'm gonna go now.
That was kind of
Makes
funny.
it even creepier, though.
Yeah, because then it's just about the power and the control.
Yeah.
Ah!
Yeah, pretty creepy.
Also, I love, like, so he gets called in to basically kill Nicolas Cage, but it's like, first I'm gonna have him help me rob a bank.
Yeah, might as well.
It's like you're just getting paid double. I like the way he works.
I wonder how they knew he was going to stop in Big Tuna, and like they knew to hire somebody from Big Tuna. Who?
Don't know.
Yeah, he must have been there before, obviously, but I don't know how the mother would know that. Yeah, the overarching stuff with all the gangsters wasn't super clear to me. I didn't know who Mr. What was it, Reindeer?
Yeah.
Mr. Reindeer, the mannered mobster overlord.
So did she have to go through him to get to Santos? It seemed like she knew Santos.
I think she went to Santos, and well, according to the chart, it's Marietta to Santos. Santos, of course, contacts Mr. Reindeer, who then officiates.
Okay, so Santos is above Reindeer. Okay,
indeed.
I think that
No.
no.
But Marietta thinks that Santos is doing all this by himself.
Right. You see, as we can see by the descriptions, Santos is a manipulative, maniacal mobster, whereas Mr. Reindeer is a mannered mobster overlord.
There's a significant difference.
Right.
Okay.
The mobster, Santos, just goes to Mr. Reindeer and says, hey, I've got some people that need to get killed, and Mr. Reindeer says, all right, I'll have my people take care of it.
All right. I don't know.
Santos is practically useless.
Practically.
He's just a connection, really.
Mhm.
So glad we have this chart.
Thank you, Brad. Thank you.
It was pretty funny, the Mr. Reindeer part when he was on the phone and he was like pooping and getting a striptease.
Oh, yeah!
Oh man.
Who gets that? Like, how does that happen? Like,
What?
how can you get an attractive girl to striptease for you while
Money.
you're pooping?
Pays them.
No amount of money would.
Power.
I don't know.
Manners.
Please.
Just politely ask.
He's a mannered mobster overlord.
I say, would you please striptease?
Yeah, it seems like they don't just work for him, but they actually seem to like him too. So yeah, it must be that.
They must really like him. I don't know. I don't know. Poop smells. It's not
No.
sexy. Hot or not, guys. Poop smell.
There's a lot of bodily fluids in this film.
Maybe it's just a comfortable seat for him.
Yeah. It is. Why do you guys think there was Wizard of Oz references? Like, besides her mother being the Wicked Witch, I don't like how else is her life like the Wizard of Oz? I didn't understand why she used that.
Well, I think it's probably the reason he went with it is, well, A, they're on the road for the most point, and two, her desperately needing and wanting to escape I think those two things are
She does the
enough.
shoes at one point, doesn't she?
Yeah, she does.
Who's the lion? Who's the Tin Man? Who's the Scarecrow?
Matt, you're too literal.
Who's Oz?
Nicolas Cage is a scarecrow because he has the scarecrow nose.
Yeah.
I think it's creepy and unsettling how easily Lord Dern is with like her crazy mother.
What do you mean?
Well, because like when he first goes to jail, she goes back to living with her mother, even though she's an adult, and her mother still has this weird control over her. And then when he goes back to jail, it seems that I don't know if she goes back to living with her mother, but she's certainly in contact.
I'm sure her mother has money, and she's kind of forced to, probably.
But the thing is, at that point, she knows that she definitely knows that her mother had her father murdered.
And tried to have Sailor murdered.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta get that money.
Gotta get that money.
Maybe she's blackmailing her mother. I'll stay quiet about your misgiving or your misdeeds if you pay me off every week. Do you have any points you wanted to bring up, Caitlin?
There's one piece of one type of shot they did like all throughout the movie. I think they did it for both Lula and her mother. Is their like cat claw hands with their like painted fingernails?
Yeah.
Yuck.
The mothers were worse though. Those
Ugh.
like inch long fingernails that you wouldn't even want to touch those. Blah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Long fingernails just gross the hell out of me.
Me too.
Hot or not.
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 Never.
What about bad eyebrows, guys?
Not.
Not. It's like number one on the list.
Who had worse eyebrows, Isabella Rossellini or
Grace Zabriskie?
Grace Zabriskie?
Ooh.
Grace Zabriskie.
They're both awesome.
I hope that both of those, they were both prosthetic eyebrows.
Although they were just really bad.
Although with Isabella Rossellini, I'm not sure.
I think if she just grew them for a little while, they'd eventually go like that. I think maybe she just didn't wax for a while. She has quite thick eyebrows.
Yeah. I like the radio freakout that they had when Lula was driving.
Oh, yeah.
And she started freaking out because of all the bad news on the radio. And then they have that.
They just have to come out and
dance.
Do their spaz karate and dance.
But I enjoyed it. There was a lot of like weird, like there was that heavy metal riff throughout the movie.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
once in a while. It was kind of random.
I couldn't tell if they're... Yeah, well, they seem to be a huge fan of this like death metal band, but then Elvis as well.
And Chris Isaac.
Was he there?
No, it was one of his songs.
That was
playing on
when they were
yeah,
like driving, it was always playing Chris Isaac.
Right.
It's a great soundtrack. It has, I think it's got Marilyn Manson on it as well, which was also featured in Lost Highway. So David Lynch is a fan apparently. Or maybe it doesn't. I might be getting my movies confused.
I don't remember hearing Marilyn Manson.
No, I think maybe it is Lost Highway.
Unless he wrote that one heavy metal riff that they use over and over.
Yeah. My work here is done.
Wonder who actually wrote it. If it was Angelo Badalamenti wrote that.
I think it's on the soundtrack. I don't have...
I hear that David Lynch wrote some music for this as well, so it could have very...
You probably did it.
Yeah.
I'll look on my iPod, see if I can work it out.
Sure. By the way, can I ask, what is a Texas-style pornography, and is it hot or not?
Seemingly not.
All those Texans out there listening, please tell us.
I just want to know. I don't want to see one. I just want to know what it is. What makes it Texas style, and is it hot or not?
Yeah.
It involves a lot of guns and racism towards Mexicans.
I'm having a look at the soundtrack right now. Oh, did you guys notice that there was the song? There was a cover of the song that, I think it was written for this, that Julie Cruz covered on one of her albums and was used in the closing scene of the Psych episode, Cool Cat Walk.
Yes.
This is where I think it first appeared.
Is this another one of those songs that Lynch wrote the lyrics for it?
I think so.
I think he did like all the lyrics to her songs for a while. Then they kind of split up.
Well, the song that they do their kind of crazy dancing to in the field, where they kind of punch back and forth like the metal, is Slaughterhouse by Power Mad.
Oh.
Power Mad.
And there's also another Julie Cruz song that she covered in this one called Up in Flames, which I think was the kind of bluesy one in the club. It's a cool soundtrack, and you get to have a Nicolas Cage on it singing, which everyone wants.
Hold on, I think I may have just come across something else.
Okay.
You know, there's a lot of complaints about this movie.
Oh, I was gonna mention Ebert.
Is it Ebert?
Here you go.
Oh, Ebert. Oh.
Bad fucking douche. I hate this little man.
Read what it says.
Sorry. Do you have anything on hand? Because I'm just...
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
It
we
says,
do.
Roger Ebert wrote in his review for the Chicago Sun-Times, "He's a good director, yes. If he ever goes ahead and makes a film about what's really on his mind, instead of hiding behind sophomoric humor and the cop-out of parody, he may realize the early promise of his Eraserhead, but he likes the box office prizes that go along with his pop satires, so he makes dishonest movies like this one."
I don't understand how that makes.
How's this
No.
this movie?
Yeah.
Listen, you pathetic little asshole. You're all about Mulholland Drive, and if you want to talk about dishonest, Mulholland Drive is a dishonest film. That ending, I don't care what these people in their articles say. That ending is tacked on, and it works enough, but it is shoddy. It is shoddily constructed. It's not brilliant, but Roger Ebert's so fucking incompetent. He doesn't know when something is designed or when something is patched together. Here's another quote. "At the end of both Blue Velvet and Wild at Heart, I was angry, as if a clever con man had tried to put one over on me. Hey, Roger Ebert, calm the fuck down. I don't know what you're trying to get out of these movies, but it's wrong. You're doing it wrong. Maybe you should read some articles before you watch the movies."
I'd be interested to see what Roger Ebert thought of Inland Empire, because like his criticism here is if he ever goes ahead and makes a film about what's really on his mind, which he did with Inland Empire, and I don't think people liked it very much.
Oh yeah, Inland Empire.
I think David Lynch needs a script to be written, maybe not a script, but he needs a story to start with, and then he can make the great visualizations that he does.
Because David Lynch is a guy that plays with ideas and mood and atmosphere.
Yeah.
He doesn't really have much of an interest in story.
No.
Like, that's just a backdrop.
Yeah.
So I hate Roger Ebert.
All right. Anything else? Ready to rate?
Wait, sorry. We do have one more thing we have to talk about.
Okay.
No, never mind. I'll just work into the ratings.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
We can talk about whatever.
I liked this movie, and I didn't love it, but there's pieces of it that were just great, but the movie as a whole, yeah, I can see myself if I wasn't watching it for a review, there'd be parts I'd fast forward. Most of the post-coital dialogue.
That's the whole movie. That's all the plot.
Yeah. But I did like it better than Mulholland Drive, slightly. So I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10 strip teases while pooping.
Pooping. Oh, I didn't even read it. Somebody else can go ahead.
Okay.
I'll go.
Right.
I quite enjoyed this. Yeah, there were parts that kind of drug along, and I think it could have been better. They could have done some more with different things, but they didn't. But I enjoyed it overall, and definitely much more than Mulholland Drive. And I think I'd have to go 8 out of 10 hand-stealing dogs, because that was awesome.
I feel like I've seen a lot of dogs stealing body parts in film and movies, or film and TV.
I love it. The guy's just like, well, we'll find, they'll sew it back on.
Poor guy.
He lost his hand,
Oh.
literally.
Yeah, before it showed the dog, I thought, they'll never find that. It's been blown to bits, but no, the dog had it. Caitlin, you got one?
7 out of 10 fine candy necklaces. It was kind of a fun movie. There were fun bits.
Mm-hmm. Very uncomfortable bits.
Yes, some very uncomfortable bits. That's something I've kind of already blocked out already. Thank you for reminding me of that. Yeah, and I found it was kind of in its own category from David Lynch's other films. It wasn't... Yeah, there was just really uncomfortable bits, but it wasn't like crazy, I don't know, weird, different type reality type movie.
Surreal.
Surreal, yeah. It was overall good.
Cool. Mel?
I will give it an 8 out of 10 stylish Asian gang members.
They're not gang members, they're family police.
Sorry, family police. I will write that down. Yeah, I don't know. When I was watching this movie, I was like, I love this movie. I remember this movie. It's just funny.
Even at the Bobby Peru parts, you're
No,
like,
not that
Bobby
part.
Peru.
But then I would go, ooh.
You're like, I'm intrigued and disgusted. Ah!
So yeah, no, I don't know. I enjoyed Nicolas Cage. I can't help it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know I'm not supposed to.
Yeah, don't be
sorry, this is a good thing.
Yeah.
I enjoy Nicolas Cage here and in Kick-Ass.
It's just so ridiculous.
Gotta love him in The Wicker Man. Come on.
Oh, I haven't seen it. I've just seen those clips.
I want to see it so bad.
Nicolas Cage dressed as a bear punching a woman in the face. Awesome.
But it feels like that's one of the movies where he doesn't realize he's being over the top, and this is one where he does realize he's being over the top.
I think he always knows that he's over the top, but sometimes he takes it more seriously than others.
Yeah.
You have to. Like, how could you not? You know, you're
Like in
sometimes.
Face Off, he's so over the top.
I think sometimes he thinks he's acting, and sometimes he knows he's Nicolas Cage.
That's a fair assessment.
I really like this film. I didn't get a chance to rewatch it before this, so I might actually watch it now after we've recorded and do this backwards. I do really like it. It's a lot more fun, I think, than some of the other films, and it has like some really cool little bits in it. Oh, I will give it 8 out of 10. Jingle Dell, cockroaches in pants. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, we didn't really talk about how the ending of this movie is much happier than.
I was about to bring that up.
Yeah. Oh,
No, go ahead.
I was reading your mind.
Yeah, you were.
Creepy.
Did it give you the warm fuzzies?
No. When I first saw this movie, I was like, "What? An angel? What?"
Good witch.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was Laura Palmer.
I know.
I wonder why he took that direction of changing the ending, because it seems like something where they.
Well, I think it probably because, I mean, after all the nonsense they go through and stick together, it doesn't seem like, I don't understand why they would break apart.
Yeah. They seemed like too much in love to be able to break apart.
Yeah, I mean, they have like this ridiculous connection, and if they're willing to like go through all of these assassination attempts and
Jail stints.
long jail stints, I don't think logically coming to the decision, you know what, it's just not working out, is gonna happen.
Just because she breaks down crying, he can't handle the crying.
He's
That's
like,
what
oh.
it is. Not again. Can't deal with this woman.
Oh, these dames. Alright, quote time. Who wants to go first?
I think I have one maybe that I can remember.
Who wants to do the most obvious one? Which
Depends on
which
what
is the one
most
you?
obvious one is.
What's the standout quote for in my mind?
Yeah.
About the coat?
No, you can say that one though.
I can't remember it.
Oh, you mean his little speech he gives about his coat
About
at
his
the time?
about his jacket.
It's a symbol of his individuality.
Yeah.
Oh, are you talking about the Jingle Dell one?
Yes.
I can't remember it, but
Well, I'll do the jacket one if no one can remember anything.
Okay.
I'm gonna go on IMDb and look at some. Hang
All right.
on.
Yeah, good idea.
Okay, go ahead, Brad.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you that this here jacket represents a symbol of my individuality and my belief in personal freedom?
Yay!
Good job.
Sure is an individual.
I almost thought you were Elvis there, Brad.
Okay, here's one from the rocket scientist. My dog barks some. Mentally, you picture my dog, but I have not told you the type of dog that I have.
I have one. It's from Lula. This whole world's wild at heart and weird on top.
I'd like to apologise to you gentlemen for referring to you all as homosexuals. You've taught me a valuable lesson in life.
There's Bobby Peru's one, which is, it's full of dummies, dummy. I like that one.
There's another. Oh, go ahead, Mel. You haven't gone yet.
I like the other one that Bobby Peru says, where he says, "Y'all take a listen, you'll hear a deep sound coming from Bobby Peru."
He pisses, yeah.
Before he pisses, Yeah.
Anyone got any?
What's the one he says about peeking in seafood or something?
What?
Yeah.
That one just makes me laugh.
I don't remember that one.
One-eyed
That was
Jack's
gross.
Yeah, it is. One-eyed Jack's
It is gross.
yearning to go peeping in a seafood store. Horrible.
What is that supposed to mean?
It's his.
That's what it makes me
Read that.
think.
He wants to put One-eyed Jack
Okay.
in a seafood store.
Oh. Now I get it. Gross.
That one sounds like something that they would say. Like I imagine Stumpy Dreyfus saying in Carnival, like talking about the food show.
Oh, yuck.
You have to begin.
What do I have to say?
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
I'm making my lunch.
Is that what you shout at Mel every day?
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, Matt. What are you doing?
That's what I shout at her when she catches me at 2 a.m. in the
Cutting
kitchen.
crusts off a sandwich.
All right.
I wish we could include the cockroach dance in sound form, but unfortunately, it's a silent dance.
Yes. All right. We'll get to some feedback. This one is just random feedback, not specific to this movie. Claire, do you want to take that one?
Who's this from? Mike. Hi, Matt Brett.
Somebody else.
Rewind. Hi, Matt, Mel, Brad, and Caitlin. Tongue, teeth, and lips. My wife and I revisited Twin Peaks earlier this year, and listening to your podcast is a great way to sustain the magic. Aww. Hearing first impressions of the show is always fun, especially when it fosters interesting theories. I think I heard someone mention early on that they're a Fringe fan. There's a great Twin Peaks reference in Season 3, and then there's a little link. While you're exploring things related to Twin Peaks, consider checking out the Otto Preminger film Laura from 1944. Oh yeah, I think it was a big influence on the show and set the template for several key elements. A similarly named central character whose hypnotic sensuality casts a spell on everyone around her, even in her absence. A detective who becomes emotionally involved in a murder case and its surrounding relationships. A cast of quirky characters with plenty of dark secrets and complicated connections. A dreamy atmosphere and theme song. Sorry if you've already covered this and I just haven't heard that episode yet, Mike.
We have not.
Thanks, Mike.
I don't think we covered it on the
That
show.
sounds
but
interesting.
Somebody,
No, I've heard that film being mentioned before.
somebody brought it up in the Facebook group at one time. Thanks, Mike.
Interesting. I'd like to check that out.
Future episode. Yeah. It can never end.
Oh,
Never.
Matt will be editing until he dies.
jeez. Yeah. Do you wanna read this one?
Me? What?
I'd love to keep doing podcasts, but I don't want to be like the guy who has to like organize it and like.
You just have to guest on every episode of the X-Files one.
Like it was great on your podcast when I was, you were running things, and I was just like, I get so self-conscious when I'm the one like leading the discussion.
I did on Carnicast, so as well. Yeah.
I felt so much more comfortable. Somebody invite me on your podcast.
You're a follower, not a leader.
Yes.
You're definitely coming on the X-Files one, as is Caitlin. You guys have no choice. This is happening. We control your life.
I've already looked into season 1 and 2, and I picked a few episodes, so I'll let you know.
Okay, cool.
Alright. So this is from Richard Martin?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. September 1st. To me.
You don't have to read it.
It's better. I read that as step one at first.
Oh.
What?
Step one.
Step one to me.
I just like the way he wrote it, though. It just sounds like
it's automatic.
Oh, is it?
It's part of the format of the email. He didn't write that. It comes when you paste the email. No, she's gone into giggle fits.
Oh no.
Inaudible giggle fits. Okay. I'll read this one. From Richard Martin. Your podcasts are really well done and cool, and your viewpoints are insightful and fun. Wild at Heart is probably one of Lynch's most underlooked works, but a lot of people have seen it compared to any of his other films, funnily enough. It doesn't have the depth of his other movies, but it's very funny, sexy, and violent. I remember seeing this on TV the same year I saw Elephant Man. The comparison between the two shows a great deal.
Because they're both different, and there's lots of things you can compare. Great deal of difference.
Laura Dern is hot in the flick also. Lol. I'm contemplating watching it right now, but a few years ago it was on in background the same weekend I was splitting up with my girlfriend, so it doesn't hold many happy memories for me. Right.
Aww.
And I find the whole idea of the romance and the two lovers who would die for each other a rather peculiar idea compared to, say, Alice in Lost Highway, who is more my kind of girl. I do love to characters in the sea, though, a lot of scenes from the movie stand out being very cool. Rick. Thanks, Rick.
Yes,
I'm sorry about your broken heart.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Your broken English.
Oh.
Oh.
You want to take that one, Caitlin? John Goldsmith, to me.
Step 3.
Step 3.
What was step 2? I lost it.
Oh no! Step 2, go to step 3. Okay. Hi gang. Before each podcast, I try to guess which hosts will like the film versus which hosts will hate the film. Note, I never imagined Brad liking any of the films.
Interesting.
Why? I just didn't like one of them.
Personally, I have the same opinion about all of Lynch's films. There are some thrilling individual scenes, great visuals, and a wonderful score setting the mood, yet that's wrapped around a disjointed plot with minimal narrative momentum. I can't really love any of his films, not even Twin Peaks Fire Walk With Me. Film critic Roger Ebert called Wild at Heart racist because of the opening head-crushing scene.
Seriously?
You, Ebert!
That aside, head-crushing scenes are horrible. I hate them. They're disgusting.
They are, but they're not racist.
No. Lynch's rush to shoot and edit Wild at Heart kept him away from working on most of the first season of Twin Peaks. The dream that Cooper describes to Truman and Lucy in episode 4 is different than the one the audience saw in episode 3 because the episodes were shot out of order to accommodate Lynch's schedule. Because I love the television version of Twin Peaks, yet none of his films, I give Mark Frost and the other writers more credit for the show's success than Lynch. Do any of the hosts feel like I do? The show Twin Peaks is the best thing Lynch has done? Do any believe his films are better than the show? Coop hating Brad, I'm looking at you.
So far, are you enjoying the films more than Twin Peaks, or you like Twin Peaks better? I can't
Well, as a
decide.
whole, I mean, because parts of Twin Peaks were not very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
But some of his films aren't very good either. Yeah, we just haven't.
Sure.
Well, that's like that for anybody, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna do good stuff, you're gonna do bad stuff.
So, what would be your favorite thing What would be your favorite Lynch thing, though? Do you have one?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I like some of his films, and I like...
No, if you could pick one film. You don't have to go with all of his films. Like, is one of his films your favorite thing, or do you like Twin Peaks better than all of his films?
I don't really say it's my favorite. I mean, I don't do that anyways.
Yeah.
I have a lot of favorite things, and I can't really say I favor this over that, because to me, if I like something, I like it. It's not that I like it more, I just like it because of different reasons. Like,
No. You have to go through everything that you've ever seen and assign a numerical value.
Go.
Alright, so Blue Velvet will be number...
I can't really decide.
Yeah.
No favorites?
I like Twin Peaks the best.
Yeah? Okay.
And then out of the films, I'd probably say Fire Walk With Me, but then I'd say that's part of Twin Peaks.
No.
So I'd probably say my favourite is Elephant Man.
Okay.
We'll save that for after we've watched all the movies.
Then we'll rate them all.
No, we'll rate them all directly.
Yeah.
Nope, we'll form a committee and we'll number them all.
I'll send you all my Excel spreadsheet.
Yeah.
Yes!
You have to rate all of Lynch's films within a list of every film you've ever seen in your life and how they compare.
I'll start working on
And how they've changed your life.
Yeah.
Alright, I guess we should finish out this email.
Okay.
We'll start that spreadsheet, though.
Okay, continuing. In fairness, you should watch Frost's Storyville to see that he missed Lynch's input just as much as Lynch missed his. I give it 4 sticky stuff in my hair out of 10.
What was that? Was her finger like in like a head cavity? Like was she poking her brain, or was it
seems
just
like
blood?
Yeah, I don't know.
I thought it was just blood. in her hair, but
Let's hope.
It seemed like maybe she had a cavity though.
It was brain.
It was brain. It was brain, guys.
okay. Thanks, John.
Thank you. Here, Brad, here's one from Germany.
Rah.
German.
Step 7. As of 9 days ago. To me. Hello, ladies and gents. I just wanted to drop you a few lines and tell you how much I enjoy the podcast. I've been a David Lynch fan for a long time, but have rarely discussed my thoughts about his work with anyone. Why are you keeping secrets? My exposure to Twin Peaks began when I was 11 or 12 and watched the pilot for the first time. And then not another episode for 10 years, because at that time it originally aired in Germany. Because at the time it originally aired in Germany, I was too young and my parents didn't allow me to watch more of it. Then there weren't any reruns and the DVDs took forever to come out. In between, I read Laura's diary and watched Fire Walk with Me, so when I finally got around to watching the rest of Twin Peaks, I was already spoiled on who the killer was. Oh well. That did not diminish my viewing pleasure too much, since I mainly loved the show for its atmosphere and lovable and weird characters. Your discussions and ideas have given me a lot to think about, and made me rewatch the show as well. And I cannot think of Bob, squirrely peasant, and I now cannot.
And now I cannot not think.
Sorry, I call a friend.
That's a tongue twister.
And now I cannot not think of Bob, a squirrely peasant man, or notice the overdone teenage angst between Donna and James. So thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks, Morgan.
Anyway, I really appreciate your work and the great dynamic you have within your group, and I hope that when you're done with Lynch's
Oeuvre. Oeuvre.
I hate that word. It's really
it, Mel. It's
Oeuvre.
Oeuvre.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I can't.
Sorry.
It really sets my teeth on edge.
That's it? Sorry.
You'll perhaps find another project to work on together. Best wishes to you all. P.S. I'm one of those people that laments the fact that not all of the show was shot in the same location as the pilot.
Yes.
Me too.
Thank you.
And then the film was different as well. No.
Yeah. That was from anyone good with German?
Maya.
Maya?
Maya
Cool.
Kreft. Maya Kreft. Thank you.
Something like that.
Yes.
Maya.
That reminded me when she was talking about quirky characters. There was one more quote I wanted to do because it had Exposition Malcolm in it. Did you notice him?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the very end where there's that second car accident and the guy comes up in the wheelchair, it's Exposition Malcolm.
Really?
He goes, oh man, oh no, same fucking thing happened to me last year. Just completely random.
Yay! I like the movie even more now.
Alright, well, here's the last one.
I can do this.
Which step is this? It's
still step-
we have 2 step 7.
Oh god,
Oh my gosh.
What does it mean?
my glasses are blurry because I've been crying.
Sorry.
Wait,
It's a different one.
4 hours ago.
see my glasses.
This was 4 hours ago.
They're full of tears from my laughing.
It's not step 7, it's step today.
Oh,
We're
step
beyond steps.
Step today.
Step up 3D.
Good afternoon, Peekers. Long time, first time.
What?
It's long time listener, first time.
It's what people that call into shitty radio shows say.
Hey Bob, long time, first time.
Yeah, long time, first time. Love the show.
First of all, I'd like to say I love the podcast, and I'm very happy that you're continuing on by reviewing his films. Up until today, I hadn't seen Wild at Heart in about 5 years or so. I completely forgot how great it is. It is definitely not one of Lynch's most popular movies, and with good reason. But I would have to say that this is the most overtly funny movie he's ever done. Yes. From the different interviews I have read over the years, I have always got the impression that David Lynch finds a lot of humor in what he makes. For instance, there is an interview with Isabella Rossellini on the Blue Velvet DVD, if memory serves right, about how he couldn't stop laughing while filming some of the scenes with Dennis Hopper in the apartment. Which actually makes those scenes more horrifying for me. I think, generally, Lynch finds a lot of humor in the absurd. Perfect example in this movie would be the Crispin Glover scene.
I can understand this after what Brad told us about him having to wrap his head up like a burn victim so he wouldn't laugh at the, at the high voice.
Yes. Speaking of Crispin Glover, when I started rewatching this, I was prepared for him to be the creepiest character, as he's usually a pretty creepy guy in general. But Willem Dafoe clearly trumps him, if for no other reason than those hideous baked
Baked bean teeth.
It's true!
Best description ever.
I don't know if I can go on.
The new goal of the podcast is just to break Mel.
Yes.
Everybody with their feedback from now on. That's the goal.
Can you go on?
Okay, yeah.
Was there
Willem Dafoe clearly trumps him, if for no other reason than those hideous baked teeth that he has going on. Nicolas Cage is, well, he's Nicolas Cage. I do enjoy seeing him smoke 2 cigarettes at once, though. Laura Dern started to make her patented crying face while being embraced by Santos when Sailor goes to jail.
I think I can do it now.
Okay.
Sorry. I remember the first time I watched it being very annoyed by the heavy metal guitar breakdowns that happened in the first half of the movie. But every subsequent watch, I enjoy them a bit more for some reason.
It's because they're just hilarious.
Yes, they are. I heard once that David Lynch wrote that guitar part, but I've been looking around on the internet and can't find any evidence of that. All in all, I'd give this movie 8 out of 10 pantyhose cover.
Oh no! All in all, I'd give this movie 8 out of 10 pantyhose covered baked bean teeth. From Michael. Thanks, Michael. P.S. Looking forward to joining you on the Eraserhead podcast whenever you get around to it.
Oh my god.
I'm never gonna look at baked beans the same way.
I can't eat them anymore. Great. Okay, thanks for the feedback, all.
Oh, jeez.
I want someone to Photoshop William Dafoe with baked beans as teeth out.
Oh man. I would do it, but I don't think I could.
There'd be tears all over the screen.
Hey guys, this is Yvette. I should have been recording with you on Sunday night, but unfortunately I was so distracted by Bobby Peru's hideous teeth that I lapsed into some kind of terrible coma and have only just come out. But I wanted to share some of my thoughts with you. They're pretty scattered. I first saw Wild at Heart when I was about 17. I went to see it with my boyfriend and it was one of our first dates. Possibly not the best date movie, but I have seen it a large number of times, and rewatching it the other night, remembered entire chunks of dialogue. It hasn't aged terribly well for me. Originally I watched it as I was a huge Twin Peaks fan at the time and loved it, but it definitely hasn't stood up well for me at all. It's a lot of fun, but in terms of Lynch, it's definitely not one of my favourites. Laura Dern is possibly the most unsexy, air quotes, sex siren that I've ever seen in the cinematic oeuvre. She looked like Tracy Lords for most of that movie, I must say, and I was concerned about her hand being consistently superglued to the top of her hair. I do love Nick Cage in this. It was before he became just really bland and boring for me, and I think he does a great job as Sailor. He's very funny, very intense, and yeah, love the snakeskin jacket. My favourite actor in this film, though, would have to be Harry Dean Stanton. I think he's such a gorgeous, honest actor, and I felt really, really sorry for Johnny. I absolutely loved him. Yeah, I'm just going through my notes that I took in real time, and I've got, is there anyone more horrendously unsexy than Laura Dern? No, I don't think so. The nightclub scene is definitely one of my favourites, especially the guy randomly crawling across the floor. That's a very David Lynch thing to do. And of course, the first time that he... well, no, it's not the first time he talks about a snakeskin jacket, but yeah, it's a great iconic moment. A lot of fire motifs in the movie, which I'm sure when I listen to the podcast is something that you guys will definitely have talked about. Yeah, Lynch loves those fire motifs. And one of my favourite lines is the conversation they have about smoking, and Sailor says, I guess I started smoking when I was about 4. Yeah, that's a great line. You remind me of my daddy. Seriously, naked in bed with a man and he reminds you of your daddy. That's just so wrong. I can't even. Another favourite line of mine is the manslaughterer, honey, not murderer, don't exaggerate line. These are probably quotes that you guys have already taken, so Matt, feel free to cut this out. Yeah, so much unsexy sex in this movie, and honestly, if I have to see Laura Dern's boobs one more time, I think I'm gonna recoil in horror, and I'm quite fond of boobs. The other scene that I absolutely love is where she makes him stop the car and get some music on the radio immediately, and they end up doing that crazy dance in the field. Yeah, again, it's just classic Lynch. It's so off the wall and so crazy, and yeah, there's something oddly endearing about them both in that moment. Yeah, the we all got a secret side, baby line that Sailor says to Lula, that's a fascination of Lynch. You know, he's absolutely fascinated with the secrets and the dark stuff under the surface of you know, generally normal people. And what a surprise, we get old men moving really slowly more than once in this movie. Yeah, I don't know what his fascination is with doddery old men, but yeah, it's quite an obsession. The Sherilyn Fenn dying scene, I think, is still really moving and still really, really beautifully done. And that scene to me is just classic Lynch. It's like, it's poignant and it's beautiful whilst also being horribly violent. Yeah. Jack Nance, oh my god, is there anyone more crazy? I don't think so. Yeah, that scene is just so bizarre and so random. And then we get to Bobby Peru and his teeth, and well, I'm wondering if what actually happened is that Willem Dafoe spent so much time chewing the scenery that's what caused his tooth decay, because yeah, there's some pretty epic scenery chewing with that character going on, but yeah, his teeth are just so disgusting, particularly in the scene just before he dies where he's got the stocking on. It's nasty. I felt quite ill. The Wizard of Oz motifs, of course, are all the way through it, and after the semi-rape scene in the hotel room, you know, she's clicking her heels together and she's wearing red shoes, and yeah, she's Dorothy and her mum's the Wicked Witch, and yeah, it's all very, very subtle. Yeah, Lula's wardrobe, again, it's just horrific. The see-through thing she's wearing in the bed, yeah, not a good look. And then we skip to the end and we get some drapes, which aren't red, but they look pretty familiar to me. And then we get Cheryl Lee as the Good Witch, who's, appropriately dreamy and spacey and Lynchy and all of those sort of things. And then she just disappears like a turkey in the corn. Gobble, gobble. I've got a note here. I've discovered the only thing worse than Nicolas Cage's acting is his singing, which is probably not fair because I quite like his acting in Wild at Heart, but yeah, in general, nowadays I can't stand it. So yeah, his singing is pretty atrocious. So yeah, I give this 6 out of 10 horribly unsexy sex scenes. I wouldn't rewatch it, which is funny because I watched it a hell of a lot of times when I was younger. But yeah, it's enjoyable, but yeah, definitely not a favourite. I'm sorry I couldn't be there to do the podcast, guys, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to hopefully doing another one in the future. And remember, if ever something doesn't feel right to you, remember what Pancho said to the Cisco Kid. Let's win before we're dancing at the end of a rope without music.
Thanks for pinch hitting again.
Oh, that's alright. No worries. I should be packing, but never mind. I can wait.
Do you have anything you want to plug right now?
Me?
Yeah.
X-Files podcast starting in about 3 weeks' time. Woohoo!
Yay!
So
You
excited.
should start up the Facebook group early.
Well, I'm not going to be here, so I'm leaving that up to my
Okay, Robin's doing it.
my colleagues.
I'm gonna try to send you guys a voicemail every episode.
Yay! You have to be the me of the
Yeah.
X-Files one.
That's my goal.
Yeah.
Yay!
You can send it to mail@intertox.com.
Introduction.
Intertox.
Yes, X-Files podcast starting up in about 3 weeks' time. I think our first episode we're going to do a, kind of introduction of our knowledge about it already. I don't know if we're including that when we review the pilot as well, but then we'll be reviewing, I think, 1 episode a week, and it will be awesome.
Oh my god, I'm so excited.
That's a double plug. Brad's got that one to plug too, because he'll be there.
Yep.
But you also have...
You guys can hear me on the Ramjack podcast, where we have fun times and talk about Copperheads and Baywatch Nights and Saved by the Bell, Mr. Belvedere at times. It's fun. You should just listen to it.
Yes. Listen to it until your headphones become copperheads.
Yep. By the way, the other day, I have to tell Brad this because it made me laugh, but I watched a film, I was kind of half watching it, and at one point in the film, there was this old woman who was like quite creepy, and this snake like appeared like from her trouser leg and kind of slithered off, and I was like a bit intrigued by this, and then she actually fell apart and turned into snakes. So I was like, what? And I did try and find a YouTube clip of it online, and I can't find it anywhere, but it was like this fantasy film. I'm gonna still try, and if I do, I'm gonna send it, because it literally was like, oh no, Copperhead!
Awesome.
The woman, she just turned into snakes. It was great.
Okay. Oh, and our guest host just came online.
Oh.
Sorry.
Alright, well, I'll get them to send a voicemail or something. Yeah, that's the end of that one. Next time we're going to be doing, let's see, Inland Empire.
Oh, are we?
Yeah.
Exciting.
Yeah.
We haven't seen it yet, so.
Our order is Inland Empire and Dune. I put Dune after Inland Empire because maybe Inland Empire will make Dune better. And then Lost Highway. I know that one's good enough. I don't know about Straight Story, but that's after. And then we'll finish with the 2 black and white films, Elephant Man and Eraserhead.
Nice.
Yay.
But yeah, next is Inland Empire, so send your feedback for that one. Okay, so bye everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening. Check us out on twitter.com/TwinPeaksCast. Search for the Twin Peaks Podcast group on Facebook, and visit us on twinpeakspodcast.blogspot.com. Email your feedback to twinpeakspodcast@gmail.com.
Here's a tune for you guys. Okay. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.